Yeah, we're live now. We're live. Okay, so let me just this back. Okay, so yeah, we're back here again. I guess as always, I start with a little brief recap of well, what didn't happen last time. So yeah, like as far as John Drumstick's character is concerned, well, okay, it all started with the empty room, which he burned down, unleashed an archdemon, and that caused some chaos around town, you might say. And it all kind of came together with a group adventure to the mall. Like the archdemon got summoned at the mall, uh, nearly destroyed the city, but it was contained to the mall. The mall was fucked. Um, and so after that, Drumstick, after that whole adventure, his character kind of it is assumed that after that they all kind of went their separate ways, and they all kind of they just went off to do their own thing, I guess, and that's where we're at now. So Drumstick's character John, he went through a lot. He got sucked into a hell gate, and he didn't have a very fun time down there.
I
uh,
had.
Yeah, he suffered a little bit of the craziness. Got the pyromania. But he might have something to show for it this time. So, all right, we're gonna start this off. It's we'll say it's maybe the day after. Thinking of continuity here. So it's about the day after the mall incident. You've had a rough time, let's say. Now, first things first, you're gonna have to give me a resolve composure -1 just for something. So normally you'd have 5. You're only gonna have 4 for this. Okay. 1 success. Well, in that case, so here's how it all begins. So John is he was very tired. So the night before he passed out in his bed. The bed that has like 400 stolen dollars and cocaine under the mattress and guns too. um, yeah, like he just passed out, and so during his sleep, John he has a very restless night. He keeps dreaming about the fires, about unspeakable things that happened to him down in the inferno. Uh, yeah, it's not fun times for him. And then he suddenly John just wakes up and he is just sweating. He's sweating and he feels like he's on fire. Uh, and weirdly enough, so give me a quick a wits and composure roll to notice something.
It's to notice if I'm burning.
No, well, what you notice as you kind of slip out of bed, you're sweating bullets. You notice that like your bed sheets are kind of like they're almost like they're singed, like you've been smoking a cigarette and you just kind of let it burn, but you don't smoke. So well, you don't smoke cigarettes anyway.
Not
Crack
yet.
is another matter, but yeah. So that's what you notice as you kind of get out of bed. But you're in your apartment, your crappy apartment with the broken couch and the shitty TV and all that. So what do you want to do to start your day? It's well, it's not your day. It's still nighttime. Like it's just the middle of the night. Your character's kind of woken up.
I guess I'm gonna check the bed if anything else got burned.
Okay. Give me a wits and composure. All right. Well, yeah, you just kind of look around and again, you're still kind of stumbling out of your nightmare sleep, so you're not really noticing a whole lot. You just, I mean, you just take a quick peek, I guess, to make sure your guns and cocaine are still there, and they are. But yeah, you don't really notice too much else.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go into my morning routine,
All
drinking
right,
coffee,
all right. Your morning
taking a bath.
routine, even though it's the middle of the night. All right, all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be awake for a long time.
Okay. So let me
And
just kind of make some notes here and go on.
and I guess I'm gonna switch on the TV.
All right. Okay. Good call. Good call. So well, let's see. Let's see what kind of information you might glean from that. So wits and composure again. Let's see how good you are at channel surfing.
I guess I'm decent.
Nice. Okay. So
I almost critical.
critical TV watching. Uh, All right. So what you notice, like, as you kind of settle down on your couch and you watch, you pull up to your TV. What you notice is maybe a news report. There was quite a lot of coverage about some kind of riot that went on at the mall. Several people were involved, both in-towners and out-of-towners, that they seem to have just rioted, and they just can't be found anymore. It's assumed it was maybe some kind of gas leak or something, maybe even terrorism. No one knows, but it doesn't seem like anyone really knows what happened. But that's current events.
I do know what happened.
All right. So that's about all you get out of the TV. So what do you want to do now?
So nothing new because who was it again? Uh, from them vampires already told us to cover this up. So
Yeah, they already were gonna cover everything up there. Which, oh yeah, because this takes place like a day after. Like to give some resolution to what happened with that. So like your character, like after you all finished the mall thing, you got put on the company payroll, so you've got like one dot of resources. And yeah, like it's basically just to keep you quiet, and also they said they would contact you again for your talents if you are needed. So that's how that all resolved with them.
speaking of needing something, I still have the phone number from Mr. Palmer. What was it?
Mr. Ellison, yeah, the
Allison.
main one, and also you also now have the phone number for your companion during that adventure. You and Tinfoil's character, she's a contact for you all now.
Okay.
Just as a note, yeah, that's what you've got. And also, hold on, let me just do a little roll for something. All right, go on.
I wanna call Mr. Who was it again? Not Palmer.
Ellison. He's the main
Allison.
one. Yeah.
Allison. Let's call him.
All right. All right. Well, I'll say this: like as you're picking up your phone to call, you may notice something, may not. So let's wits and composure, real quick. Okay. Okay. You're noticing. You're noticing pretty good. All right.
Oh.
You're really noticing it. So okay. So like as you're getting ready to call, I guess because you're a little distressed still. Um, Yeah, you kind of notice out of the corner of your eye that like so in your apartment like there's really shitty lighting in your apartment because again it's like your apartment is like the worst low rent place ever, and there's like only like one bare light bulb in the ceiling, and so you kind of notice there's lots of shadows being cast in your room. You notice that maybe something you swear you saw a shadow move across and out of the corner of your eye. I don't know if you want to do anything about that or not.
Well, let's stare at the shadows.
Well, as you turn around to look, because it was just out of the corner of your eye, you yeah, like you don't really see anything. However, then you see it out of the corner of your eye again. It seems like there's something moving around, but you can't quite catch it. That's what's happening. That's what's going on here.
Okay, let's look at the light bulb to see if there's a moth or something like that.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Wits and composure. Yeah. Yeah. To do anything. All right. Well, the light bulb seems to be fine. As you look up at it, let's say you kind of stand on your couch to get up there. Um, yeah, that seems okay. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Everything is good. However, when you look back down, uh, so your floor is unusually dark. Like there's shadows literally all around you, and they're kind of distorting and squirming, and you've seen this before.
Okay. Where did I see that before?
Well, the only other shadowy distortions you've seen, usually they're wrapped around someone's neck.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, they're just all over the floor, like just kind of like the shadows, they're just in the shadows of everything on the floor.
So these little creatures are still swirling around, or what?
Oh yeah, yeah. Kind of remember how I guess your character would remember that. Yeah, while you did destroy that archdemon, like a couple 100,000 demons did kind of escape hell. You know that. Yeah, that might have come up again.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna ignore them for now and continue calling Mr. Ellison.
Okay, I guess you've seen enough crazy shit. Maybe you figure you're just hallucinating. Just don't worry about it. Uh, all right, all right. So you give him a call, and let me do a quick dice roll for something here.
If he's home.
Well, again, I always have to do a roll just to get some background variables here. So yeah, you give a call, and as usual, it connects to the corporate office. There's a receptionist that answers, uh, and they ask what it is that you want.
I want to speak to Mr. Palmer or Mr. Ellison about the promised artifact.
Ooh, of course. Uh, well, they so the receptionist they put you on hold for a minute. You know, you get a little elevator music there for a couple minutes, and those shadows are still just kind of swirling around, not really bothering you, but they're still there. Um, and after a few minutes, she comes back on there and says, I'm sorry, Mister Ellison and Mister Palmer. They seem to be out at the moment, but I will leave a message. I will leave a message."
Great. Don't leave a message. I would just hang up.
All right. Well, you're still in your apartment, and there's still, you're still not alone in there.
I want to take a peek out of the window to see if I see a random person maybe still having this kind of demon on him.
All right, all right. Again, wits and composure. All right. Okay then.
I'm really lucky today.
So, all right. So you look out your window, and so you live in the bad part of town, and usually when you look out your window, you'll see like a crime going on or something like that. It's just how things are here. But today the streets look pretty empty, except so in the alleyway across from your building, uh, you can see someone just sort of standing there. Uh, and you can even see like there's maybe some other people too. It's blurry and dark, but they're just sort of standing there. That's what you see.
I'm gonna keep watching them.
All right. Well, again, wits and composure to see if you can keep up. All right. Well, basic success. So, all right. You just keep watching, and like they're just so again, it is very dark, and it's hard to see them, but and you can't really tell. Like again, it's dark, it's distorted and blurry, so you don't really know if they are possessed or not. But they're just kind of staring straight at you, like just standing there. And after a while, you'll notice someone else comes out, and it looks to be a kid. There's like a kid and an old woman. Just like these seem like just random people that live here, and they're all just standing there staring.
Staring at me?
Yeah, like right in your general direction, up at your window.
Why?
Well, again, no
I,
idea, and it's dark.
I, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go for a walk.
You're gonna go out. Okay. All right.
but
Well,
but
lem- all
I'm
right.
gonna take the lead pipe with me, just in
Okay.
case.
Okay. Let me add
And
that onto your weapons.
of course, pistol, some money, multi-tool, just in case.
All right. So let me hold on. Let me just kind of update some things. And let's see. I'm just gonna take one thing off because that's a leftover. All right. So the lead pipe with its 1 damage. Okay. All right. So now I did a roll for a thing, and also, so as you're leaving, as you're getting all prepared and ready, so you're gonna need to give me you're gonna need to give me a composure resolve -1, so 4. Okay. So yeah, as you kind of like you're leaving your apartment, you're going out the hallway. Well, like okay, as you go for your doorknob, you feel like a little static cling, you know, a little static shock from your door. Uh, and then your couch, like you kind of notice. Well, you'll notice this pretty quick. It's pretty obvious, like because you see a little light, a flash of light. Your couch has a little bit of a fire going on. Yeah, your couch kind of is catching fire right now for some reason. So yeah, there's that.
I guess I better put the fire out.
With what? With what?
How about my blanket from the bed?
Ah, okay.
Like the
Well,
bed sheets.
all right. Well, let's see. To see how good your firefighting skills are, um, let's see. We'll go ahead and we will go with since you're using a blanket. How about strength and athletics to see if you can beat the fire out?
Strength 1, athletics.
Yeah, you got a
Where
two.
is it?
Yeah, you got to roll a 2.
2, okay.
All right. You're low rolling. Your low rolling is saving the day here. Um, so and also give me that roll again. Let's see how well you do this. Let's see how well you pull it off. Okay. Barely. So okay, you quickly you run over and you grab the blanket off your bed and you just start beating on the couch with it, and it takes a little bit, but eventually the little fire goes out. And your couch has a big huge burn hole in it now. But you know, it was a pretty shitty couch, like the springs were popping out of it anyway, so no one will really notice. Uh yeah, that was kind of odd, but and you also your character is going to feel a little strange. Like again, they're still like hot, sweaty. Um no idea why that happened, but as you were.
Okay, let's go for a walk.
All right. So, okay, you know, you get out your apartment, you go down the hall, and you got some stairs to go down too. Um, which let me again thing. Okay. So as you're kind of going down, so those shadows that are like, they're kind of all around your room. Well, let's see what your character notices of this. So wits and composure. All right,
Nice.
all right. Master of the low roll. Okay. So yeah, what you notice as you're going down your flights of stairs is the shadows. They're kind of like they're creeping out of your room and following you, and also, um, so all over your apartment building, like as you're going down, like in every single corner, because again, it's a shitty place. There's barely any lighting, and like these shadows are just clinging to every corner, just kind of squirming around and following you. They're definitely like they are definitely attracted to you for some reason. uh
Okay.
yeah. And so yeah, okay, you do manage to get down to the ground floor though, to the entrance, with no issues. So what do you want to do here?
Just gonna go for a walk, and I will try to. I would like to try to notice if those things are trying to avoid the light.
All right, well, it's dark outside, so it's not going to be too much of an issue.
How
So,
about street lanterns?
yeah. Streetlights. Again, you live in the shitty part of town, like everything's broken and busted. So okay, yeah, wits and composure. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, like as you take a little stroll down the sidewalk, um, yeah, you're noticing the shadow distortions. They're following you right along the sidewalk. As you go through a street lamp, they don't seem, it doesn't like hurt them or anything, but they seem to rather avoid going straight into the light, and they go around. And also, there's just like it seems unusually dark out, like really dark out, like maybe it's not all just natural darkness. That's kind of what you notice as you're going down the sidewalk.
How lovely. Let's try to accidentally walk past those peoples who I
Ah,
saw outside my window.
okay. Well, in that case, uh, well, first off, two rolls here for what's happening. So give me another resolve composure -1. So 4.
Okay, let's see if I burn anything. I
Okay,
I
you
totally
succeeded.
don't.
You succeeded. You succeeded. And then the other one is just to see if you're successful at noticing these people as you kind of if you can find them again. So wits and composure. So that's just 4 again.
Uh,
Ooh.
uh,
Uh, well, you stroll around. You like cross the street and you go over to where you think they were, and you don't really see anything there except an alleyway. And well, I guess what you will notice is you'll notice nothing in the sense that the alleyway is pitch black. Like, I mean, it's dark outside, yeah, but I mean, it's pitch black. Like there's a void of light in that alleyway.
okay. I'm not a vampire, am I?
No, you're good. You're still human.
Okay, I got weird creatures following me.
Yep.
They're avoiding the light. My couch started to fire, don't know why. People are looking at me.
Yeah, but you can't seem to find him. It's an odd situation.
How clearly can I see those little demon creatures?
Well, if you're gonna actually take the time to look at them now, like properly, give me a wits and composure.
Oh, that's new.
Okay, well, you barely got it. So, okay, if you want to really look at them, then, like, I guess your character can kind of like, bend down and take a look. Because I guess you didn't really have a good chance actually like observe these things when you were busy in the mall and all that. So yeah, so you kind of like you kneel down and take a look at them, and so it's like a distortion, like it's like a shadow and a distortion happening, like kind of like the air is kind of bending and like light, almost like light is bending around it. What you can see is like you can maybe see some eyes of various, like some have two, three, four, five, maybe their eyes, and then like little tentacles and claws. But again, it's like it's all distorted. It's barely visible, and it's always blurry. But it seems like they don't really have a solid form necessarily.
Okay, but they do look like those things I saw on other people's.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, none of them are attacking me, so I guess that's good.
yeah. They don't really seem able to. Like they're not really physical.
Not physical.
Yeah. And gameplay, mechanically speaking, like demons are the same thing as spirits and ghosts, technically. So they can't actually like
Okay.
they can't like physically touch you without possessing something.
Can I touch them?
Well, yeah, why not? If you're gonna try that, let me do a quick roll here for something.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, I guess yeah, your character John kind of, while he's kneeling there looking at these things, he just kind of sticks his hand out and tries to poke a finger into one of them. And so like you don't feel anything, like it's just like air, but as you kind of as your hand like goes through them, you hear some whispering. Again, it sounds at first like it's coming from what you're poking, but then it sounds more like it's just in your ears, and it's just that kind of undiscernible whispering that you've heard before.
A whisper.
Yeah.
Like those, this whisper who which advised me to stab myself with a plastic knife.
Yeah, from back in the room, but this time it's just kind of it's not really telling you to do anything, it's just sort of there, just like a mumbling.
Can I concentrate more on it to maybe listen clearly to it?
All
To
right, all
understand
right.
what it's whispering?
Okay, and let me do another roll for something. Okay, so give me a wits and composure. There's a couple
Oh,
of
that's
things you might
new.
notice. Yeah, yeah. There's a couple things you might notice here, but ooh, guess not. Guess not. um, so okay, yeah. Like again, you're just listening, and it doesn't really seem to be anything. It's just mumbling, as far as you can tell. Um, although I'll give you this one. You do hear, because it's pretty obvious. You do hear a bunch of footsteps coming up behind you.
Uh-oh. Let's look of the source of those footsteps.
All right. Well, you look behind you, which is behind you is the alleyway that's all dark. So you see a few people actually. One, there's your usual, because you're in the bad part of town. There's your usual street thug looking person.
God damn it.
Then but then there's like a little kid, like it looks to be like maybe a 12-year-old girl, and then there's like what looks like someone's grandma, just out there, like they're all just dressed like some, like the grandma's just in pajamas, like they all look like they're just like, I don't know, like they just got out of their house, and they all have it's very clear and obvious they all have those distortions wrapping around their head and their neck, and they're just standing there.
God damn it.
So, how do you want to
Well,
play this?
from experience, I know that this is bad. So let's go for a combat.
Well, they're not attacking you yet. I mean, you want to try to talk or?
Guess I got initiative.
Well,
Okay.
they got the initiative on you technically in this case, but how you want
God
to
damn
play
it.
it?
Yeah, I guess I'll just ask, can I help you?
All right. Well, so they just kind of they're just sort of standing there, just like looking at you and kind of cocking their head and not really saying anything. But again, give me a wits and composure for something. The most common used stats.
Oh,
All right,
they go
all right.
burn.
Well, you don't notice anything. You don't notice a certain thing, but eventually, so one of them, the street thug looking guy, he kind of steps forward and he's like trying to. It's like he's having a hard time trying to open his mouth and speak. Like it's a big effort, but yeah, he starts speaking, and it's again at first you just hear like the whispering in your brain, but then it kind of he actually starts speaking, and what he's saying is that that you are still needed, that they need you for something, and it's like they're struggling to put it into words what exactly they need, but they seem to want something if you're inclined to help them.
Sure, why not? I like to help people.
Okay. Well, again, so like every step of the way here, you're gonna have to give me a wits and composure for something. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, like this again, you hear the whispering in your brain, and it actually seems to help you in understanding this guy. So he kind of like he takes a step forward, and he points back to your apartment building. And he kind of again he's struggling, but he says it needs it needs to burn. It needs to. You're the only one that can do it. You need to. That's what he's saying.
Why?
All right. Well, okay, for this one, how about some manipulation and either persuasion or intimidation? It's the same four dots for you. So however you want to play it.
Those were mean to me, so let's go for intimidation. Why, dickhead?
All right. Well, he's easy. So he just kind of like he's again struggling. He looks back at you and he says, you're the only one that can. We need you. Mammon needs you." Which is a name you only heard once before. Your character's only heard once before as reference to the demon that was the archdemon you shoved back into the empty room. But yeah, that's their reasoning, and they really want you to burn. They want you to burn something.
Oh, are you going to make me summon the demon?
Yeah, they don't really have an answer for you, but it seems like the most you can really get out of them is they really want you to burn something. Um, and again, the reasons seem completely unclear. Uh, but I mean, it's up to you what you want to say here. Um, but if you want to say no, you're gonna have to make a roll for it.
Okay. So they wanted to burn my apartment.
Yeah.
This is garbage. And where do I gonna hide my cocaine, my
Yeah,
weapons,
think about the
and the
cocaine. Think
and the
about the
money?
cocaine. Yeah, exactly. Think about it. Think about all the cocaine.
I can't run around with that stuff.
Well, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they have plans, maybe they don't. We don't know. But it's up to you here. What you want to do, how you want to reply. If you want to just fight, it's all up to you.
I am an evil person. Sure, why not? I like to help people. I'm gonna burn down my home.
All right, not even gonna try to resist the demons. Okay, okay. Well, in that case, let me just flip my notes here.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
pull out my lighter and walk straight to my room.
Okay, so I guess you agree, and so the demons they just kind of you're gonna walk back to your apartment building. Yeah, the demons, the possessed, they just keep standing there watching, like they're just watching you, and you're going back up to your apartment. So what's your plan here? What is your plan?
Let's go to sleep. No, no. Well, I guess I'm gonna start a fire then.
All right.
Let's
Well,
let's
how?
with my lighter
Okay, okay. Let's set the scene up. So, like, where are you gonna start the fire with your lighter?
in the bed because I'm fire.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna use your bed as the. Okay, okay. Well, in that case, so go ahead and it's at this point. Give me a composure resolve -1, so 4.
It's gonna
Okay,
burn.
okay. So yeah, like well, here is what happens though. So you've given in to the demons. You are just yeah, like you've got your bed, which is very flammable. It's disgusting bed too. Like all oily rags and everything. Yeah, like you just kind of hold your lighter down to it, and the lighter, it's very hot in your hands. That's what I'll say. Like first off your hands are sweaty, you're sweating a lot for some reason. It's not even that hot out. But like yeah, the lighter gets real hot in your hands, and the fire, like that little flame is burning bright. And it's at this point that like the lighter just sort of like you have to drop it because it's so hot, and it just explodes on the bed. Like the lighter just explodes, and the bed just it's like fireballing. So
God
yeah,
damn it!
there you
You did
go.
it. You took away my lighter.
The lighter, I knew it would come into play. Uh, but yeah, your bed is on fire now. That's all that's on fire right now. Um, so what do you want to do?
I'm gonna look at my hand.
At your hand? Uh,
Yes,
okay, well.
because why the fuck am I sweating? Why the fuck is it so hot?
All right, wits and composure. Roll them dice. Okay, roll again.
Oh,
Uh, well, what you so like you're kind of like you're wondering what's going on here, and so you look at your hands, and you're sweating, and your hands are like you feel kind of like almost like you're sick, but yeah, as you look at your hands, like you can actually see like there's some flickering going on, like the air around your hands is just like the oxygen is starting to burn. This is very it's a strange sensation. At the same time, you've kind of felt something like this before when you fell into the inferno, when you fell into the gate. Because everything was on fire in there. Like when you were down there, you know it's hazy, but you remember that just everything was on fire. Like there wasn't air, there was no oxygen down there. There was only fire, and it's all coming back to you.
oh my god. Okay, let's try to burn the couch.
Okay, okay. Well, you don't have your lighter anymore, so how are you gonna burn it?
I wanna I want to touch it.
Okay. Well, so here's how we're gonna work it. So let me just get a quick dice roll going on. So math time. Uh, so okay, let's see. It's your wits and resolve. So normally, okay, it starts with 5. You're just gonna be a small fire, so no modifier there. Um, let's see. Okay, no modifiers. Hmm. Okay, now the material. Okay, so it's going to be a -1 modifier. So I'm going to mark off a point of willpower and give me a roll of 4.
Nothing
Ooh.
happening.
Well,
Oh,
No,
no.
that doesn't mean necessarily nothing happening. What that means is it's you don't know what's gonna happen. So, yeah, like you get an idea in your head, and you just touch your couch, and you feel kind of silly just holding it, and you're just staring at it intently. And then nothing happens. So you kind of figure, must just that was a silly thought. And then the couch just explodes. Like it explodes, and you take like 1 point of bashing damage just from the force of it. But like, yeah, it just goes up.
Nice. I guess I'm gonna leave the building now.
All right, so you just gonna leave your inferno of an apartment, and you're not gonna, because remember, this is an apartment building, and there's families in there. There's people living here. I guess you're not gonna wake anyone up. Not gonna not gonna warn any. You're just gonna leave.
It's my room that's burning, so I'm the number one suspect. No, maybe.
Again, it's your call here. I mean, this like the fire you have started. Like, there ain't no sprinkler system in this shitty apartment building. It's going up.
Do I have doorbells?
There's
Like
no
has the apartment
no.
doorbells?
You're gonna have to knock, like, if you want to wake people up or anything.
I don't want to do that.
Well, again, you're free to leave. You're free to leave.
Yeah, let's leave. Let's just leave.
Okay then. Okay, let me just roll a little something here. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, as you're walking out, like again, you can you can smell the smoke. There's like smoke kind of wafting around in the hallway now. And those little shadows, they're just squirming everywhere, and they are following you like your shadow. Yeah, as you kind of go out, like the moment you get to the exit of the building, yeah, and there's only, so this building, there's only the one exit because it's a shitty building. No safe, it is not up to safety codes. Um, no fire escapes or anything, and so you get to the one exit, and there they are, like all of them, like the grandma, the kid, the thug looking guy. They're just standing there, and as you leave, one of them, like they've got like a bunch of boards and things, and they kind of like walk up, and so the two of them, the grandma and the kid, they just start boarding the front door, so no one's getting out of there.
Not
um
even I.
no, after you leave, after
Oh,
you leave.
great.
So, yeah, so everything's fine. Yeah, so they're getting to that, like they're just like hammer and nails, just working on it, just, yeah. And so the thug guy, he just kind of looks at you, and again, give me a wits and composure for something. All right. So yeah, you hear that whispering going on in your head, and the guy is like opening his mouth, trying to talk, uh, and he says, "Very, very, very good. Mammon will be pleased. Uh, we have a greater need of you. If you will come with us." That's what he's saying.
Oh man, I'm gonna be a cultist. Huh?
Well, you're going down a dark path here. Like you've pretty much, you've gone dark side. You're getting your dark side points here.
Okay. So, like, I get the option to bond with the demons, I guess.
Well, you, again, if you're not gonna fight them or resist them, you have options open to you. Uh, it's World of Darkness after all. There's no good or bad guys. There's just darkness.
I want to talk to someone who is in charge and who can actually really talk.
Okay. Well, okay. So this guy, again, he's just kind of standing there staring, and give me a wits and composure because there's something else going on here too. Okay. So yeah, like as you're just like you're trying to talk to this guy, and he's just looking at you, and again, he barely seems to be able to form words. Um, but like you're hearing a vehicle, like you're hearing a large vehicle pulling up. Um, sounds kind of like a bus. And so this guy he kind of says he says that follow us and all will be answered. The you will learn to serve Mammon, and that's what he's saying. And again, there's a vehicle coming up.
Okay.
So and again behind you, like they're like just about boarded this place up, and the smoke is really coming out of there. Like you can actually start hearing like people like shouting from in the building now, and they ain't getting out.
So should I run now or should I
Well,
follow them
again,
or
it
what?
no, again, it's you like at this again. You always have the option. I mean, look, it's tabletop. You always have the option to just pull your gun out and shoot plot critical NPCs in the face, you know. But yeah, like, but again, you can also just see where this goes if you want.
Yes, I want to follow those weird
Okay,
guys.
okay. Well, so yeah, as the people in the apartment building are shouting and screaming and like beating on the door trying to get out, these demons again, like the two of them, the kid and the grandma, they're just like keeping the door. They're making sure it's barricaded, and this thug, so he kind of goes to the sidewalk, and a bus pulls up. Yeah, a bus just pulls up. It's just like your usual Greyhound bus, and the doors slowly open, and so give me a wits and composure for something.
Burn the bus.
No, no. Well, okay, so you might not notice it at first, but yeah, I guess. Do you want to get in the bus?
Um, I don't think I need to notice this, but everyone is possessed. I bet.
Well, okay, but you're going in the bus, right?
I'm going in the bus. Yes.
Okay. Well, you just follow along. You figure you're in for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. So yeah, like you get up onto into the bus, and the bus driver, like his eyes are just glazed over, and he's got that distortion wrapped around his neck. And in the bus, like everyone just kind of like slowly, they turn their head up and look at you, and they're all possessed. They all have those distortions around them. Uh, and there's hey look, there's one empty seat, just one empty seat reserved for you.
What a coincidence! Great. Let's have a seat then.
All right. Well, so yeah, the bus, doors shut, and the bus just starts pulling off, and what you'll notice, like you can't help but notice as you pull off, is that well, that building, it's going up, and there's screams, and oh yeah, you've done a bad thing here. You've done a really bad thing. Which you know what that means. You know what
Don't.
you know what that means.
Not
Okay.
morality check.
Yeah. So you're at morality 5 right now. So yeah, roll 3 dice.
Wait, but what morality level do I need to do this on a daily basis on my free time? Burning
Well,
people alive.
actually, yeah. Morality 5 is intentional mass property damage, such as arson. So you've committed arson, so that means you're going to go down to 4. And at 4, the only thing that's going to make you go down further is manslaughter.
Okay. How much dice? 3?
Yep. See, the lower you go,
you
yeah.
really want me to fail.
No, you succeeded. You succeeded. But
Fast off the low roll.
yeah, but the next time you light something up, you're gonna have to make that roll again. So okay, you kind of you just I guess your character just kind of sits there and just stares and watches and you just don't feel anything. So yeah, yeah. So the bus ride, the bus it and I guess unless your character wants to do anything during the bus ride,
Are the
the
people
bus.
still looking at me?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're just kind of looking. There's no check needed. They're just kind of watching you.
I don't want them to watch me. They, they, they I want to shout like, "Stop watching!"
They don't really seem to actually like have a. They don't seem to have much of a thought or opinion or an ability to even communicate back. They're just. It's like they're just sort of there.
God damn it!
But yeah, the bus ride. So
I'm sitting next to someone, right?
yeah, yeah, you are. Like the whole bus is packed.
There. I would say let's try to see something, but if everyone is watching me, I will
Yeah.
get noticed.
Well, here's the thing. You can still try. I mean, you can still try, and you can see what happens.
Okay, let's try.
Okay, okay. So yeah, well, to see like again, it's always contested. So go ahead and give me a dexterity plus well, you don't have larceny skill, so it's gonna be a dice roll of 1.
What?
Yeah.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah, because yeah, unskilled. It's the
Oh,
unskilled penalty. Yeah, so let me do another little roll here. Well, so okay. So the person the person next to you, um it's so like there's again this bus very diverse. It just looks like people from around town. Um and the person next to you is just like it's just this office worker looking woman, in a blouse and skirt, and I guess you reach over and she like she has like a watch. The only thing you can see of value is she's got a watch on. So I mean, I guess your character is just gonna go for it, right? You're gonna try to slip a watch right off someone's wrist. Um, well, they notice you. Um,
but they don't
but
care, right?
yeah, like you just slip their wristwatch off and they're just watching. They don't even seem to notice it. Like they don't seem to really care. I mean, I guess
Great.
technically, like, look, they're already riding in a stolen body, so I mean, you're just stealing stolen property.
Okay.
So
Great.
yeah,
Got a wristwatch now.
yep, yep, yeah. Always thinking about and hold on, I'll give you that willpower because you're always thinking about your greed. Always thinking about it. So let's just say stolen wristwatch. There we go.
I guess I need larceny skilled.
Yeah, because you don't like that unskilled penalty. Uh, so anyway, I guess that's it. Like the bus ride. So other than that, like the bus ride is pretty uneventful actually. The bus it kind of it goes through town and it starts going outside the city limits. It starts going off into the country roads, like just like dirt roads that are all bumpy and everything. It's you're definitely going out into the countryside here. uh and yeah, like the city starts turning to forests and just farms out in the distance. And yeah, it seems like wherever you're going, it's a pretty good ways out.
Okay.
So again, if you don't want to do anything on the bus, then the next chapter. So yeah, like eventually the bus keeps it goes out to it goes even beyond the forests around town, and it just like it's open land, and there's a big farm. So the bus kind of pulls off onto a side road, and it starts heading towards this big cattle farm. Um, is just like a huge, it's an old dilapidated barn and a big house. And it starts pulling up there, and then eventually it stops out front of the house, and the door is open, and the bus driver says, this is your stop."
Okay. Guess I'm gonna go out then.
All right. So you take a step out, and again, wits and composure to notice some things. Okay. Well, just taking a quick look around, this is a cattle farm, but there's a suspicious lack of, you don't hear any cows or chickens or anything. It's very quiet. And the house, there's absolutely no lights on in the house either. And if you look back, the bus driver, he's closed up the doors, and the bus starts pulling off. It just starts leaving. So that's what you notice as you're just standing out there.
Great. I want to explore the farming
All right, so I guess you want to not go
yard
in the
place.
house. You want to go out. I don't know, explore. The only other things are the barn and the fields.
Let's have a peek in the house,
Okay,
like
okay.
looking through the window.
Okay. Well, wits composure.
Oh,
All right. Well, yeah. You just again, the windows are there's no lights on in there. The windows are all dusty and dirty. It's damn near impossible to see anything in there. Uh, yeah, yeah.
okay. Let's knock on the door.
All right. Well, in that case, you just give the door a knock, and yeah, no check required because the door it opens up, and there is a robed figure. All right, a robed figure greets you at the door, and it's just a guy in a robe, just a dark brown burlap sack kind of robe, very dirty, messy looking. But give me a wits composure to notice something.
Oh, I noticed already. It's the same guy from the mall.
All right, well, there you go. It's the same type of robes that you've seen from the mall. Uh, don't know how you feel about that, but he's just kind of welcoming you in, just waving you to come on in.
Well, let's go in.
All
This is
right.
how I die.
Oh, well, so yeah, he lets you in, and the inside. So they've got some lights now. They've kind of put some lights on for you. Not lights, but candle lights. So there's candles all around. There are it looks like it's just your typical ranch house, like some family was living there farming. But now there's just these guys. You see a few brown robed cultists just kind of just doing their thing, just walking around praying at some little altars they've made in the various rooms of the house. And they're kind of they're taking you down to the basement, which again, give me if you want to look around more, now's the time.
Yes, let's do this.
All right, wits composure.
Damn
Mm.
it.
Ah, well, okay, yeah, they just kind of they're taking you down to the basement, and you're trying to have a look around, but they're kind of hurrying you. But I'll give you this. I'll give you this one. What you do kind of catch out of the corner of your eye as you're going down to the basement is there's just a body. There's just a body in some farmer overalls, just kind of slouched over on a couch in one of the rooms, and it's just rotting. So I guess that's the previous owner of the house. And yeah, they take you down into the basement now.
Okay.
Where okay, so in the basement, and no way you wouldn't notice it, there is just a huge altar. Like they've got candles, they've got some symbols painted on the floor, and there's a huge a huge altar that looks to be made out of it's like made out of sticks and clay, and it's all like kind of makeshift, just kind of slapped together, but it looks roughly kind of like the big bloated thing that came out of the hell gate at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you get a feeling maybe you know what's going on here. But yeah, they got you down there, and they're kind of like they're looking at you. And these, so I guess this one you don't even need to roll a wits composure on this one, because you can just look at them and see that these guys do not actually, like, they don't have those distortions around them. They appear to be human.
Cool.
All right, so what's your character want to do here?
I want to talk with someone.
All right, well, what do you want to talk to him about? Because now's your time.
I want to ask what all this is.
All right. Well, they just say. So one of them, the one that seems to be maybe in charge, he kind of says to you that this is the temple of Mammon. It is apparently their god, and they want him to return. And you are very important for his return.
Why do they want them to return?
Oh, well, go ahead and try to. You're gonna have to persuade it out of him to get a straight answer. So, manipulation, persuasion. All right, and let me do a quick little counter roll here.
Uh-oh.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, they just take a moment. They think and they look at you, and they. So one of them, he kind of like raises his hand up to you, and like he's kind of motioning towards you, uh, or more to your hands actually. Like it's like he's holding his hand out, kind of like pointing at your hands, and he says, you've been touched by Mammon. You've been marked. You are chosen by Mammon.
It's
You
hard for me to talk about this. Yes, he touched me.
The demon bad Dutch. You've been tainted. But yeah, he's basically saying that you've been marked as important. That you've felt it. You've probably felt that you felt his power, and if you want more of that power, they can help you.
Uh-huh.
So that's their argument.
Still, why do they want this demon to rise?
All right. Well, again, like anytime you want a straight answer, manipulation, persuasion.
God damn it.
Okay. Well, yeah. So they again, like some of them are just like around the room chanting and doing their cultist thing, but yeah, the one you're talking to, he just kind of thinks, and he says plainly. So what he says is that Mammon, he has great power, and not just power, but he's quite generous to his followers, and whatever you might want, Mammon can give you. Whatever earthly desires you want, whatever power you want, Mammon can grant it to you.
Mm-hmm. Now we're talking.
Yeah, full greed.
But aren't you guys mad about me because I kind of helped ruin all the summoning?
Oh, well, again, manipulation, persuasion. Let's see if you can get a straight answer out of him.
Oh, I ain't gonna get it.
Ooh. All right. Well, contested roll. So let me see what I got. Okay. Well, he kind of like lowers his head a little bit, and he looks at you, and he says the interruption that was beyond you. There were forces at work against us, forces that have been against Mammon for quite some time. You're just a pawn. But you can change that. If you don't want to be a pawn anymore, uh, they can help you to realize your potential and to get Mammon back. That's what they want to say.
Uh-huh.
Go to the dark side, drumstick.
I don't know. Shall I?
Well, it's your call. See, I'm giving you the option.
What do they need me to do? I
All right.
guess I'm gonna have to throw some dice around.
If you want, like, well, you can just let him talk, or I mean, if you want like a more straightforward answer, a more honest answer, they kind of have they're very two-sided.
I want a straightforward answer.
All right. Rolls
The
them
F,
dice.
the F do they want from me?
All right. Okay. Well, so they kind of this guy again. He points to your hands, and he says, "Well, I think you've tasted the power of Mammon, the powers that Mammon has given you. We just want you to do what comes natural. We want you to use those powers, to grow those powers." And that's what he says.
Mm-hmm. Me gusta.
All right, so
Okay.
you're rolling with it.
So I'm just gonna leave this place and burn stuff, or what?
All right. Well, he simply he under that little under that brown robe, that cowl, he kind of starts grinning, and he says, "Yes, that's exactly what we want you to do. We want you to just be you, just continue doing what you've been doing, and our assistants, you've seen them, the ones that got you here, Mammon's kind, his minions, they will help you. They can help you to do what you want to do now, if you'll let them."
Is there a way to communicate better with them?
All right. Well, again, manipulation and persuasion. Let's see what
Of course.
let's see what kind of answer he'll give you. All right. Let me see what his counter roll. Okay. Well, he kind of looks around, and he says, the lesser of his kind, the what you would call a demon, but we know them as gods. The lesser ones, they are just a little more than puppets. They're not really going to be able to communicate with you in the way you want, but they know just enough to help you. They know just enough to assist you in whatever you choose to do. That's what he says.
Uh-huh. So, is there any way I can educate me about Mammon?
Oh, don't even need a dice roll for this. He's eager to spread the word of Mammon. So he kind of like he walks over to that big shrine, um, and he kind of starts talking, saying that a Mammon is some know him as a demon, some know him as the embodiment of greed, but to them, he's their god, their savior. He's going to come and walk the earth and give them all. He's going to create a paradise for them, not so much for everyone else. But yeah, they're very happy. They're excited about Mammon. They think he's a good thing.
Burn people to get whatever I want? Sounds good. I like.
uh, full dark side.
Well, since I basically burned my first people alive, I want to get something as a reward.
Ooh. All right. Well, give me that manipulation and either intimidation or persuasion.
Persuasion.
All right. Okay, and let's see a contested roll here. Well, you're in luck. So, yeah, the cultist, he grins and he says, "Ah, you're already taking in the spirit of Mammon. We think you'll fit in just fine here." And he motions over to one of his little cultist assistants, and he goes and fetches something, and he comes back with a yeah he
Stick.
comes he
Just
comes
for
back.
you.
Uh, he comes back with a briefcase, and he sets it down on a nearby table and pops it open, and there's just tons of money. Like it is a briefcase full of money, fresh, clean money, and uh, maybe it has something to do with that bank robbery a while back. Maybe not. Who knows? But yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, he's just apparently they're just offering it to you.
hmm I guess I have to burn stuff now. I but again, I want to learn more about Mammon. Like what displeases him, what pleases
Ah,
him.
all right. Again, they're over eager to talk about it. So yeah, like they give you a little bit of a rundown that so Mammon, greed, that's his thing. Fire as well. But what makes Mammon happy, what he needs in order to walk this earth, is he needs for people to indulge in their greed. He needs people to not only indulge in their greed, but to also to burn down anything that displeases Mammon, which is anything that isn't greed. So basically anything. Uh, and yeah. That's so. What they're saying is that you need to do this just simply so that Mammon can even be here. Like that's what they're saying. Um, and like as a to a player note, like what this kind of equates to in mechanical terms is like there's for demons they have like a desecration rating, and the more desecrated a place is, the easier it is for a demon to actually like physically manifest. That's why the mall was. It's why it was so easy for it to manifest, because the mall was just greed, fire everywhere.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what should I avoid doing in order to not displease him?
Well, again, they're eager, and they say there's very little you could do that would displease him. Uh, the only thing is, again, just don't interrupt his coming again. And they go on to just say that Mammon, they cannot summon him because he seems to be trapped somewhere, and perhaps you can help with that too eventually. There's so much work to be done.
Oh, he's trapped. Bummer.
Yeah, you don't know anything about that.
How could this happen? I don't know. Okay. I want might. Lots of might. I want to get stronger. Want
uh,
artifacts.
there you go. So yeah, again, it's a straight answer here. They just kind of grin and they say, in time, you can have whatever you want now. You just have to be willing to take it, and we can help you with that. They can help you with that. So that's their answer to that is you can whatever you want, you can take it.
Okay. Okay, cool. Can I
Uh,
leave now or what?
Well, they don't seem, yeah, they don't. Well, now they've given you the now that you've drank the Kool-Aid, yeah, they don't seem to have a whole lot more to say to you. They really just seem to want you to keep doing what you're doing, and they'll be in touch. No phone numbers or anything, but they'll find you when you want them to find you. That's what they say. But you're free to leave.
Okay. And I can take the money with me?
Yeah, yeah, it's yours. It is yours.
How much is it roughly?
Well, give me a wits composure just to see, like, because your character has to kind of flip through it, and you gotta see, you gotta get an idea.
Let's see if I notice how much money there is.
Well, it's a lot. Like, it's more than you're just gonna be able to count. So okay, like with that, I can
Uh,
just go ahead and tell you.
I can count pretty well.
Yeah. So like you kind of before you take the briefcase, you just kind of flip through it, and like it is a lot of money, and it's all very large bills. It seems to be like if you had to guess, there has to be like $1 million in there at least. There has to be. That's what your character sees.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
So, before I can go and burn stuff down, I need a house. Sometimes humans like I am need to sleep, you know?
Well, they've got you covered. You're welcome here anytime you need a place to stay or to
Fucking
hide or
fucking farm barn animal stuff? No,
it's a temple. It's a temple.
that's even worse.
Well, hey, you got $1 million, so you can buy your own house now.
Yeah, right. Totally not suspicious. A bank got robbed. A guy walking around with a briefcase. Can I buy a house, please? I'd like to pay in cash.
Well, hey, you live in the bad part of town, so I mean, your character, like,
Yes,
nobody's gonna
adding that to
question
the
it.
list.
Yeah, no, nobody's gonna question it. Just your crack money.
Wait a second. Why am I living in the bad part of town?
Well, you were there because so initially your character didn't have all that much money, and it was cheap.
I'm now gonna live in the good part of the town.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, again, your character can live wherever they want now. They've got the money for it, and presumably the resources too, because you're still on the payroll for that other company, which we'll see how that goes down. But
Don't tell them.
you're playing both sides. Uh, but yeah, like in the so with the cultists, I mean, they've said what they want to say. You're free to leave there, and like wherever you want to take it now, you can.
Uh-huh. This can get quite interesting.
Indeed. And also actually because okay, I only had like a short story planned for you for today. We'll leave it here actually. I think this is like a good point where the next time you can really like decide what you want to do with your character. Um but yeah, like so your character has started down a like you've started down the dark side path here.
Well, I have started it, but let's see how quick this may end.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
like
I, I still could rat them out and
well yeah,
tell
again,
say like,
it's
oh here, there are some possessed people just in case if you want to know, and they are trying
yeah,
to summon a demon.
again, like see this is the fun thing about the tabletop is don't feel like you're committed to anything necessarily because I mean it's always like I mean if you wanted to it's always just an option like you could just set them on fire with your brain, I mean like you always have the option to just go nuts and kill plot critical characters or to to rat them out or like you always have options, but your character is starting on a path, I'll say a path that might like the way that your character is going and the way that Tinfoil's character is going. Uh, I think you might clash eventually if you keep down those paths. Like you're kind of setting yourself up as like a supervillain here.
That would be quite nice. Tinfoil versus drumstick.
Oh no. Oh, that player versus player. But yeah, so like it was just a quick little story. Just I wanted to like make it so that your character, your powers have awakened, so you now have access to those whenever you feel the need to use them. It's just like it's a very low roll most of the time. Like, you know, if you look at the little note, like it's hard to really get a fire going with your brain. But the damage is powerful.
Yeah, I'm gonna level up my resolve if I got the experience anyway.
Yeah, like
So this should
just
help.
yeah, like more wits and resolve, like either wits or resolve, that'll boost your rolls. And also, so here's the thing, like the pyrokinesis, it costs willpower to use it, but you can also power it up with another point of willpower to get more dice. So but like yeah, it costs a lot of willpower to really get it going. But it's unresistible damage. Like the way that fire damage works, like there's no resisting it or dodging it. You know, they light up, they light up. It's just like every turn they can stop, drop, and roll, and like reduce the fire by one size. So yeah, like you can possibly kill people in like 2 turns with it very easily, actually.
This would be quite. This would be really good skill to have at the mall. Like
Yeah,
I would just burn everyone down.
yeah. Well, the only real limiting factor is your willpower because it costs willpower to use it. So I guess as long as you keep giving into your greed, like I guess as long as like you just keep stealing everything, I guess you can keep your willpower up.
Yeah, that should be no problem. I can easily recover it with greed. I guess tinfoil might have a bigger problem with this rod.
Yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be a bit of an issue and conflict perhaps if you keep going down that path. But
I can't wait to see someone with lust.
oh yeah, like that's the thing. Some of the vices, like oh man, it might get a little too hot for Twitch with that lust vice. uh, but you know, like no one has really played to their virtue so far. I mean, like maybe
I did. I helped 3 random strangers to burn down my own apartment.
yeah, that human compassion, huh? You're just too compassionate. Darn it.
I'm such a nice person.
So yeah, I guess like so where we'll leave it is that your character has awakened to his pyrokinesis. You have joined forces. Well, presumably, we don't know for sure yet, but at least on the surface, your character has joined forces with the cultists and the demons. Presumably trying to maybe get Mammon back out of that painting. We'll see though. Again, we
I
don't know.
had so far I had not really another choice. I mean, I did saw the rotting cloth from the pre-owner from the farm.
Yeah.
I'm in a room with lots of cultists, and I
Well,
should
like
say, no, fuck Marvel, I'm not gonna help you. Guess what would happen to me?
I know in your so you're all yeah, and of course you had to take that money too. I mean, like you had to. I
Also,
mean,
yes.
yeah, that would just be rude, right? Not to take the money. But no, like when you first encountered the demons, like you could have just like fire powered them, right up. You could have run. There was always, and also you don't necessarily know that they would have attacked you if you said
But
no.
it would be metagaming if I would just like be, oh yeah, let's burn the little creatures running around in front of me. I don't know as the character that I have these powers.
Well, you
I
do
just
now. Yeah.
yes, I do now. Like the last 20 minutes.
Well, but when your character, so like when you were in your character's apartment and you tried to set the couch on fire and it exploded, I think that's kind of when your character would have figured it out that maybe something's going on that he
Yes,
can do.
yes. At this point,
Yeah. But well, that and also you had the lead pipe too. I mean, again, there's always options, and again, you never know what would have happened if you'd said no. It doesn't always mean combat. But yeah, like just always have options. You always have options open. Although I like the way this is going, I really do.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, good session, and I'm see like tinfoil. So there's some issues with tinfoil's with his internet for the next few days. So we'll see when we can get him back in. I don't know if he'll be there for the Saturday or not. But
Guess I'm gonna level up a few more times
which also,
before he
yeah,
gets any chance.
yeah. Let me figure some exp in here. So I usually give like a base 3 just for completing. Well, let's see. I'll give you an extra for you did kind of burn down a whole building full of people in it. So for cruelty, you get that, and you got $1 million. So yeah, we'll say 15. So you go from 10 to 15 experience points. So you're well on your way. I mean, you could buy a point of wits right now if you wanted.
Nah, I'm gonna save them for resolve.
Okay. You can probably make that in one more game, maybe more even. So yeah, that's good for now. If Tinfoil's not around Saturday, I don't know. I'll have to come up with a new story, just for you. Which I think I can come up with something because I like the way this is going.
I hope I don't bore you.
No, I think there's a good possibility. Like you're kind of setting yourself up as a bit of a villain, as a bit of an antagonist, kind of. We'll see where it goes.
I would like to be an antagonist.
Yeah,
the villain,
again,
the
I
evil
think
guy.
yeah, that's gonna bring you into conflict with a few things. Like well, like it's gonna eventually bring you into conflict with the hunters, the local hunters, and possibly with the vampires as well. If you're going for Mammon. So yeah, again, we'll see where that goes. It'd be interesting if you make an enemy of both the vampires and the vampire hunters. All right, so yeah. That's good for today. It was short but productive. Don't know when the next one will be. So, thanks for showing up.
Yes, I have to think.
All right, bye.
Goodbye.